The Los Angeles Lakers certainly know how to build an NBA champion. However, recent seasons of front office management have developed a habit of giving the wrong types of players opportunities, plaguing the franchise as a result. Sam Quinn of CBS Sports recently wrote up a ranking of all 30 NBA front offices. The Lakers came in at a lackluster 22nd overall. There were several key issues, including the unclear hierarchy, pointed out by Quinn in his assessment. One lackluster component that undoubtedly stood out was the Lakers' approach to attempting at rekindling the flames on failed or expired experiments. They love bringing in former high-draft picks who have flamed out elsewhere like Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, or Mo Bamba, Quinn wrote. They've similarly been late career stops for veterans who are past their prime. This applies to most of the 2021-22 roster. Lakers' problems have a clear fix in sight. One interesting note that Quinn pointed out in relation to the gambles on former high-end draft talent was a contrast to the Indiana Pacers model. The Pacers, unlike the Lakers, seize opportunity to provide extra playing time to those young players who have had it denied. Rob Pelinka and company have favored the approach of the one person everyone knows in their life that claims they can fix someone. As can often be the case, that strategy fails. The handling of burnout veterans is equally disappointing and can certainly have a similar analogy to the one above. People's imaginations are free to run wild with the latter. So how do the Lakers overcome this? The easy answer is the one that has brought hope to every corner of Los Angeles since news of the Lakers' record-breaking sale was discovered. That would be Mark Walter. The Los Angeles Lakers' intended $10 billion sale to Mark Walter was approved by the Buss siblings through a majority vote, a source familiar with the situation told ESPN. Dave McMenamin, June 19, 2025. Quinn, himself, also highlighted Walter as a point of optimism. The soon-to-be Lakers owner has an encouraging track record with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Fans will just have to hope Walter's group gets enough sway behind closed doors to make the impactful changes that are needed. One of those fixes should undoubtedly be to the pro-level scouting. Many of the troubles discussed above would be greatly neutralized, or at least limited, with an improved department in that key position. Adding additional decision-makers has been thought of as an approach that could benefit the Lakers as well. However, as pointed out above, establishing a firm hierarchy in that front office would go just as far. One way or another, these are problems that can be addressed. The Lakers may have suffered to this point because of those shortcomings. Despite that, anticipating a positive change is more than reasonable with everything set to transpire in Los Angeles over the coming years. LeBron James will likely be back in the purple and gold when the 2025-26 NBA season begins, but it cannot be ruled a certainty, even after his agent Rich Paul's recent comments. Paul essentially kickstarted the James trade rumors this offseason when, after James exercised his player option, he suggested that it may not be in the best interest of both the Los Angeles Lakers and James to continue their partnership, citing the Lakers' apparent long-term vision. Since then, Paul has denied that James has asked for a trade, but he has not confirmed whether James wants to be traded. Still, the Clutch Sports had pointed out that James can't be traded if he doesn't want to. The man has a no-trade clause. End of story. He has a no-trade clause. It's up to him. He has a no-trade clause, Paul said on the Title Show Live. Hat tip Hoops Hype. So, in the event when a player has a no-trade clause and a team wants to trade that player can say no. That's in his contract. All of that is true. James is one of only two players, Damian Lillard being the other, who have a no-trade clause in the NBA. While James can still be traded, it would have to be approved by the king himself, which gives him the power of veto on any and all trades involving him. However, the real question is not whether James can be traded, but if he wants that to actually happen. James has never been traded before, having signed with the Miami Heat, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Los Angeles Lakers in free agency in 2010, 2014, and 2018, respectively. The rumors have not stopped, though, with James being linked to the Cavs, Heat, Golden State Warriors, and Dallas Mavericks throughout this offseason. Although there is little confirmation either way, James has fueled some of the murmurs, particularly in relation to Cleveland, by working out at the Cavs practice facility and wearing a welcome home hat while visiting Northeast Ohio this offseason. The trade would be almost impossible for the Cavs to realistically pull off, if they even would want to do it in the first place. James, 40, is the oldest player in the NBA and will make $52.6 million this season, the 12th most in the league. Cleveland is also well over the second apron, limiting its flexibility in trades, especially big-dollar blockbusters like any that would include James. NBA insider Mark Stein recently shook things up. He said the Golden State Warriors will remain in the mix for LeBron James if he ever looks to take his final bow somewhere other than LA. Stein noted that Golden State showed interest in James during the February 2024 trade deadline and could keep doors open if he decides on a last hurrah with a fresh franchise. With James' contract up after the 2025-26 season and his Lakers' role shifting toward Luka Doncic's era, the possibility is more than just fan talk. But before Warriors fans dream of Curry and James reuniting, there are plenty of obstacles to consider. First, James still has a full no-trade clause. He has never expressed a desire to join Golden State, and there's no indication he's asked for a trade before. The Lakers have been positioning wisely. They'd rather keep him than risk losing him for nothing via buyout. That means any move would require James' blessing, and likely the Lakers' approval, too. Second, building a roster to support that dream would be tricky. Pruning contracts to make salary space or offering key role players like Jonathan Kuminga or draft capital would be painful. Golden State doesn't have enough movable assets to package for James without betting on extended extensions or internal sacrifice. Something Stein noted makes the reality of a deal slim. But beyond logistics, there's the human side. James has deep ties to LA, his family is settled, his business ventures are there, and unless he wants to reshape his legacy for farewell theater, it's hard to imagine he'd willingly leave that. Still, Stein also mentioned that the Mavs, Knicks, and Warriors all remain possibilities if a buyout or trade ever happens. Let's say it becomes a thing. Would it make sense? Sure. A James/Curry reunion would instantly vault the Warriors back to championship favorite status, even if both stars are past their prime. The organization still carries enough culture and experience to provide a worthy platform. And James, always the competitor, may want to finish on a different note than simply fading in LA. Still, realism wins. Financial and roster hurdles alone make this a long shot. The Lakers aren't giving James away, and Golden State would need a significant sacrifice to swing the deal. Plus, the longer it takes, the less athletic its existing roster becomes, making it harder to fit James into a modern, flexible system. In the end, Stein's report puts a spotlight on something otherwise ignored. The possibility exists. But between logistics, loyalties, and salary constraints, the odds feel way too slim to take seriously right now. Fans may hope for one final Splash Brothers encore, but the real hard work would be on the ownership and front office to make something that breaks the confines of a farewell fantasy plausible. Sure, the Warriors haven't closed the door. But unless something major shifts, this feels more like background noise than a legit storyline.